The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hey, I'm B, she, they.
Hi, I'm Brandon, he, him.
Hi, I'm Dahlia, she, they.
And this podcast is based on true events.
Don't look at me when it's not my turn. I almost started talking.
I'm going to look at you as much as I want to, and you're going to say thank you.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway.
How are you guys doing today? Welcome back.
Fantastic. My mom, she texted me last night. I was like, listen, I work at the dollar store. My life is like fucking GTA. And she was like, you're gonna have a great day. It's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. And sure enough, I had a great fucking day. Thanks, Mom.
Hell yeah, manifest that shit.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
good. I'm glad.
Manifestation works. And you know what? I was reading something. I don't know what it was. Don't even ask me. Something. The way you think and the things you speak kind of like rewire your brain to constantly think that way. So if you're constantly like degrading and being like pessimistic, your brain's going to automatically just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read the book The Secret?
No, that sounds like a very, very common title though.
It is, but the entire premise of that book is that the secret is whatever you say is going to come to you. It's all about manifesting positive things. Don't speak negatively. Don't even put that shit out there. Only put the positive out there and it's going to come back to you. You put the negative out there, you're going to get the negative.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird.
It's a pretty good book.
Yeah,
That's the entirety of the book.
We're very powerful. We don't give ourselves enough credit. For sure.
I agree.
So,
How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good. I am very worried about, like, mush mouthing today. I don't know why. Like, I know I do that all the time. Like, why am I worried right now? It's just because, like, I get really self-conscious about it when I'm talking.
we
Things
just
like
said
that.
don't put it out there.
You're right. No, you're right. We were literally just talking about manifesting. But hey, I've got sour gummies, I've got soda, and I've got water. So I'm sure one of those will hydrate me enough to where my mouth won't be dry.
The water, yes.
Should.
The water will. I doubt that
The sour gummies would help too. Yeah.
He's looking me in the eyes and drinking a soda.
Well, I need the flavor. I need the energy for the morning. I will go ahead and take a sip of water just to counteract it. I did take one sip of water already today because I had to take my medicine.
One sip. That's it.
So far.
It's almost 12 o'clock, Brandon.
Almost. It's not yet. I'll get there. If I drank all this water right now, I'd have no water for the rest of the 5 episodes we're doing today. So
Is your fucking sink broken?
Are you acting like we don't have water?
also, we don't use sink water. We have water that comes out of our fridge, all filtered and whatnot. We don't use sink water like peasants.
Oh, fuck you. I like tap water. I like the taste of metals in my mouth. Thank you very much.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I sometimes still crave the water from a garden hose.
Oh, yeah.
That I would drink from growing
Yeah,
up.
that hits different.
I don't know why it's so fucking good,
It's
but
the metals.
is. It's you know
the
what?
metals in the water.
There it is.
That's exactly what it is. It tastes so good.
It like smells like summer too. Though. Like summer back then, not summer now.
No,
So
because
I
summer
think-
now is not good.
Yeah.
Like I think I say this a lot. People who are like, oh, I prefer summer out of any other season. I'm like, I don't know about that, man.
Fall.
Maybe summer before, back when we had summer breaks and we didn't die walking outside for like 2 minutes. But summer anymore is not a good season. It's like a survival season, basically. No, it's literally any other season. Like, I love spring, bigger fan of fall, the biggest fan of fall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, I love fall.
Spring's okay too.
Winter I enjoy, but not as much as like fall and spring. Like, I love snow, but anymore, even that is getting like, it gets too much, and then I have to shovel the driveway, and like I don't like shoveling the driveway.
I don't like driving in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. There's less to do in the snow. I like occasional snows that allow me to stay inside, look at it from outside, and have like a cup of chocolate or something like that. A cup of hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are making me feel so fucking Midwestern right now.
Why?
Because I like driving out in the snow. Like I'm in a fucking pirate ship trying to keep it between the mustard and the mayo. Like I'm all
wild.
For it.
No, that is wild.
I cannot. No, I don't.
You want to drive me to work and stuff in the winter?
Yeah. When the night that we got snowed in here for our sleepover and whatnot, I was behind Lyndon coming up that hill.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was behind Lyndon, but
at the time,
he ended up having trouble with his SUV and was struggling to get up there. I took my fucking SUV and right on up. My brother calls it a boat. He hates driving. I'm not driving that fucking thing. I love it. But I've also come to have an appreciation for each of the different seasons. Mm-hmm. I used to be very anti-winter. Brandon knows this. Mm-hmm. I used to hate snow.
Well, you're from California, so it makes sense. Yeah.
But since I became a green witch, I've learned to have more appreciation and be mindful of each of the seasons and what they're there for. And
I can appreciate the seasons. I just don't like dying in the humidity.
Yeah,
that's literally my only problem. If we had summers like we did growing up, I'd be fine. I would be okay. There'd be nothing to complain about.
Nowadays, because I'm so heat intolerant due to like medication and whatever else, my hands swell if I get too hot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't mow my lawn anymore. I've started to have somebody. Rewind, words are hard. I've started having to pay someone to do my lawn because I cannot get out there for more than 20 minutes or I pass out because my meds are like, no, you need to get inside.
Do what you need to do, for sure. This is the first year I've actually mowed my lawn ever. Because beforehand, when we were at the trailer, I would have my uncle who lived down the street mow it because it was like not much at all, and he'd do that for like $20 every other Sunday or whatever. And then when we first moved here, I was having my dad do it for like $20 to $30 every like 4 weeks because our front yard grass does not grow very, very high or fast at all. And this year, I was finally like, look, they've been through a lot. They're going through a lot. I don't want to put more on them. I'm going to mow my own lawn.
Yeah.
It sucks. I hate it. I hate mowing the lawn. I hate it so much in this heat. If it, like, now that I have earbuds, it's a bit more tolerable because I can listen to, like, podcasts while I do it, and that's fine. But the heat kills me. The last time I mowed the lawn, it ended up being, like, way longer than it should have been. It was, like, maybe 6 weeks. But it kept, like, either raining on Sundays when I would usually mow it. I usually mow it Sunday mornings. Or we just have stuff going on. And so I end up having to mow it after work on a Wednesday. And I finally have a weed eater. And so that took another, like, hour because it hasn't been weed eated properly in, like, a year. Like, since last summer.
Yeah.
So those were done. And I got, like, a blister on my hand, which then ripped open immediately. And so I was dealing with that. Yeah. And then I could barely lift my arms afterwards just because of the way you have to hold the weed eater, and I wasn't used to, like, and it was hot, and you can ask Dalia, I was dying when I came inside. It was.
I think we should start paying someone to do it.
I'd love to, but money.
We gotta find, like, a neighborhood kid, you know?
Maybe, if we
I'd
have.
still, like, pay the kid, you know.
No,
decent,
for sure, but.
You look like you wanted to say something before he started his tangent. What were you gonna say?
I love yard work. I love getting out and mowing the lawn, and it's like very cathartic for me. And it broke my heart that I can't get out and do it anymore. I safely cannot get out and do it. And my husband can't either because now he's on Adderall.
Yeah.
And if he's out there for more than 30 minutes, he's fucking a pool of sweat and dying. And I'm trying to drag his ass back inside.
Right.
It's because he's Mr. Macho Man. No, motherfucker, get inside. You're heat intolerant.
Yeah. Shit sucks. Speaking of yard and weather.
Yard.
We had, for you guys, it'll be a couple weeks back, but for us, it was like earlier this week, we had a really bad storm and like tornadoes and shit. And me and Dalia have this giant tree in our backyard, which borders like a fence with our neighbor. And we had a giant branch, like a giant limb, fall down into their yard.
Damn.
And it just barely, like by maybe 10 feet, didn't touch their house. So that was lucky. Luckily, they have nothing in their backyard to get destroyed. When I came home and saw that, my heart dropped. And the old dude who lives there was like, "It's fine, it's all good." I asked, I was like, "Do you need anything from me?" He's like, "No, I'm good." He was out there hacking it with like a hacksaw. He's like, "This will make good firewood for so long."
I was about to say, he's out there like, "Yeah, free firewood."
And no, but I felt it's so nice that like one, he wasn't upset with me because like, I mean, it wasn't my fault either way, but still, he would have every right. But no, he was really chill about it, which I was grateful of, but it was really scary.
That's good.
Yeah, not a fan of the storms that we've been getting. Anything else? I mean, I guess we haven't technically done vibe checks, have we? Or have we? Would that be considered vibe checks?
You said, "How are you?" to B, and then B said, "How are you?" to you, and then
How are you? Hun?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We were in the middle of a whole conversation.
I finished what I was saying.
How are you? I'm good. I'm a little weird, but I'm good. I'm a little weird.
We're all a little weird, baby.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
okay.
like my fucking, I don't know, man. I had an ankle injury like a year and a half ago, right? And like I hurt myself. I couldn't walk on it, obviously.
Yeah.
Like I had dislocated it, and was it a fracture? I think it was a fracture. Anyway, I dislocated that bitch, right? And I've been like walking around fully all good. Then I woke up in the middle of the night, like a couple nights ago, to use the restroom, and suddenly I was limping. I was like, "What the fuck is happening to me?" So I have an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon on Monday.
That's fun.
We're kind of hoping that it's just kind of brought back up
From the
because
storm.
of the storm and like the
But
pressure.
we've had storms since.
Not this bad.
That's fair.
Not this bad.
But like at the same time, I'm still hurting, and the storms have passed.
That's true.
And then I also have a little bone fragment.
What's going on?
The boy's at the door.
Oh, Dimitri's at the door.
He's like, "Open the door.
Open
the door."
You already we just let you out right before recording. You wanted out, we let you out. He's like, "But I want the choice."
There's like a bone fragment chilling out in my ankle joint right now. Just
Love that.
Little bone. Like I have a lot of beef with my previous orthopedic doctor. I won't go into, but I called and I was like, "Hey, I need an appointment, but I don't want to see this doctor." And she was like, "Really? What happened?" And she's like, "Wow, I've never heard anybody complain about him before." I'm like, "I don't complain about doctors."
Yeah.
But
I feel like
at the same time, like I don't want to see him ever again.
I feel like
we,
not maybe we, but like women in general should complain more about doctors, because I think as a whole, especially the older generation of doctors, don't take y'all seriously enough.
Oh, he's fucking young. That
sometimes helps, but I feel like
put words in my goddamn mouth. Anyway,
We complain, but no one listens.
Yeah,
Because we're women.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're dramatic and we don't know what we're talking about.
I had a doctor when I was pregnant with my youngest.
Yeah.
I had to have the strep B test done, and all it is you lay on your back and they stick a little swab in your hoo-ha, swab it
for strep
B. Yeah.
Huh.
And then
Wouldn't have thought that,
that's
but
it.
okay.
That's the whole test, right? You think it's no big deal. It's just a quick little, whatever.
Yeah.
This fucking doctor was not my usual OBGYN that I was seeing. The old ass fucking dude. He had delivered my husband, his sister, my stepson's mom, her sister, like old ass fucking doctor. I come in there for the test, and he fucking shoves me onto the table, throws my legs open, swabs me, and says, "You're done." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Absolutely not.
I went up to the front desk and I had a big old bitch fit about this doctor. He's still practicing there.
Yeah, of course he is.
We bitch. No one listens.
Yeah, no.
I was seeing this trend recently of girls bringing their husbands with them to doctors, and I hate that that's what it takes for.
That's what we gotta do at car dealerships.
It's really it's complete bullshit. Like.
Yeah, I take my husband and he'll just stand there and wherever we are, they'll start talking to him and he's like, her.
Yeah. No, you
It's
tell her, but you tell her correctly. I'm the bodyguard. I'm not the.
Yep.
I wish you would have been there for that appointment where that doctor just straight up was like, "I think I confused you with another patient." And then I said, huh? Because he was under the impression, oh my God, I know, I said I wouldn't go into this, but he basically said in my chart notes that I confirmed that I knew that I had a bone fragment in here prior to that appointment.
Yeah.
And that I refused surgery because of insurance. Incorrect. The first thing he said when he walked in the room for my appointment was, hey, I'm sorry I haven't been here in a few months. I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't really afford an appointment. Previously, I'd called for my results, and the lady on the phone was like, yeah, you're going to make an appointment for that. And I said, I don't have insurance, so bye, I guess. Okay, bye. So I had these, like, results, and I tried to have, like, people who were more medically inclined read them for me, and they were like, yeah, I don't see anything wrong. Then this motherfucker at my appointment pulls up the x-ray picture, goes, yeah, that little piece right there, that's a little bone fragment. And he's, like, acting like I was fully aware of it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know about this. He was like, yeah, I guess I mixed you up with another patient.
Wild.
And then I looked at my fucking chart notes, and it said that I confirmed that I knew about it and that I declined previously. I called and complained. Nothing got done. Nothing got put in my chart. So I said, okay, I'm not seeing him anymore.
No, for real.
Straight up lying. He was recording the conversation. There is vocal evidence of me saying, no.
Yeah. My primary doctor, he does the same thing where he does like the voice notes. He just hits record. We have our appointment, and then that's it.
Yep.
I was the first doctor I've seen do that, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that because you can't fuck it up. But apparently you can still fuck it up anyway.
They can go back and they can edit it. Yeah.
Man.
I mean, obviously the voice note they can't edit, but it translates to text, so they can go through and alter it.
Man, that's fucking frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I had a whole bitch fit. I had like a meltdown about it.
Rightfully so, yeah.
I was like, I didn't decline. If I would have had to have surgery without insurance, I would have just said, okay, give me the bill. Yeah. If I gotta have surgery for something, if something's that serious, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my health first and just be in more debt.
Right.
You know?
Me and financial services are gonna work it out. They'll take my $10 a week. Like, we're gonna figure it out.
Not the hospital I work at, unfortunately. No, they're awful. They tried to work it out with me by telling me, yeah, we'll work with you if you pay us $400 first. Huh?
That's not working it out.
No.
Yeah, so I said, I don't have that, and so it just went to collections. So it's just kind of chilling there.
Fuck it. If you're not going to work with me, it's going to collections. I can't pay it. I don't have the fucking money. You guys are learning
so much about me
today. Take my $10 a month, or you get fucking nothing. It goes to collections, then I don't pay it anyways.
Right. No,
yeah,
for real.
And that shit, it can't accrue insurance because it's a medical bill, right? And usually it won't affect your, what's it called? I don't think credit scores, right? Maybe credit score. I'm not sure. It doesn't affect something when it comes to other things. Because it's a medical. I don't know. I don't know.
Beats me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess are we ready to get started today? I am not. But
what happened?
So I am just now realizing that the story for our third episode we're doing today, there are some pictures I forgot to get. Ooh. But I can do that in between episodes. We have like two whole episodes beforehand. Yeah. But I'm glad I realized that now and not as we were recording it.
Yeah.
But are we ready for today's episode though?
Yes.
Because I have.
Could be.
Excuse you. I have been. I have a good one today. I really like this one. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I hope so, at least. And yeah, it's really interesting, and so I want to see what you guys think about this. So, no intro for this one today, just because like I was trying to think of one. There was nothing I could think of that could make a good intro without spoiling things that happen within the story.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I do want to give a trigger warning for animal harm for this one.
Womp womp.
That sucks. Not animal death though, thankfully. Not that makes it any better.
I was gonna say animal harm seems worse.
Depending on how graphic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It should. I don't think it's too graphic, if like at all. I don't usually try to make things graphic.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so just keep that in mind. If you are someone who's very sensitive to animal harm, this may be one you need to skip.
I feel like most people
I got a funny animal story at the end.
Okay.
I'll yeah.
Or you could take the brunt of the damage and then have B balance it out. So there's that.
Yep.
As for you two though, you don't have a choice. You have to be here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as told by the show Paranormal Witness, I give you the story Spirit of the Wolf.
Ooh.
The following events occurred in Abilene, Texas, between 2003 and 2006. Sherry Godel and her family were always on the road. Her husband at the time, Todd Bilstein, worked a job in construction that required constant traveling, making them basically nomads. This was especially difficult for her two daughters, Bree and Andy. Andy says she thinks she lived in around 9 different states and at least 1 Canadian province in this time. Apartments, houses, trailers, even a tent at one point. So the family was always hoping to find a place to call their own. Something where they could have their own furniture and once and for all be able to say, "This is home." And one time, they thought they had finally found it. A perfect 10-acre plot with a small ranch-style home. While Sherry fell in love with the property at first sight, the girls were a bit more skeptical. The place was in the middle of nowhere, surrounded only by trees and fields. The family had never lived that far away from a town before, and Andy admits that the isolation of the house made her a little nervous. Upon entering the house, the family sees that it was in a state to where it would need a lot of work to bring it up to their expectations. A lot of renovating. The place was worn down by the years that had been left empty, and the overall atmosphere was just really, really dreary. But Sherry and Todd insisted that a little bit of modification would go a long way, so the family got to work. The first thing that needed redone, the family decided, would be the carpets. As Todd would pry them up, it was up to Sherry, Andy, and Bree to roll them and take them out of the room that they were in. As they started to do this, however, the family quickly noticed something incredibly strange. On the floor under the carpet, on the wooden floor, they found a number of symbols seemingly painted onto the hardwood. And not just a couple of them either, these symbols were all over the floor.
Oh dear.
Rudimentary paintings of human figures, horses, eagles, and even wolves. They compared them to looking almost like hieroglyphs from ancient Egypt. While this didn't help with the daughters' discomfort about the house, the family just decided to brush it off and continue working on the house.
Because of course they did.
Because of course they did. Maybe the paintings were just a testament to how old the house really was, right? On a day not long after moving in, Bree and Andy were out in the yard playing with their dogs, Itchy and Bagel. They had this outdoor obstacle course that the dogs just loved to run through.
Love that.
Suddenly, though, Itchy seemed to get really interested in the base of a nearby bush. Checking on what the dog was sniffing at, the girls see something sticking up out of the ground, and upon closer inspection, they find what looks to be a decently sized piece of jawbone, still with some of the teeth intact.
Sorry?
Shocked, the girls call over their mother to look as well, and Sherry's first thought was, "Oh my god, that's a human bone!" However, she did her best to downplay her horror so as to not try to scare the girls. Sherry tells the girls that they should give the bone a burial out of respect for whatever animal it was.
Huh? You didn't call the...
You called the...
Okay.
Cop?
No.
Right.
No. She thought that. She didn't say it out loud that it was human bone. She didn't want to tell the girls that it was human. She was trying not to scare them. That's what that's about.
Make them go inside and call the cops. Like, just say, "Hey, it's time for lemonade," and go. You know?
You're probably correct, yeah. However, as they covered the jawbone with soil, Sherry couldn't help but wonder how many more bones they would find on this property. What exactly did they just stumble into? A few weeks later, the family is sitting down for dinner when they get a phone call. It was Todd's mother, Gay. Someone who Sherry had always been really close to. G-A-Y-E. I see it.
There's a lady named Gay that I know that spells it G-A-Y, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, her name is Gay.
Love it. Means happy.
Yeah.
She had been this part is not so happy, however. Gay had been diagnosed with advanced stage 4 lung cancer.
God damn.
Oh no.
With the doctors only giving her a few more months to live.
That's not very gay.
No. In order to be closer to Gay, the family decided to move her in with them for a few months and just hope for the best. Gay brought with her this big framed painting of an elk to give to the family, which was a huge gesture given that the painting really meant a lot to her. In turn, the family decided to give the painting a, quote, place of honor and hung it up in the dining room where they could all see it every night. It was also really visible from the front door as well, meaning that it would be the first thing people saw when they entered the house. A really sweet gesture. Now, Gay loved to smoke. So much, in fact, that she insisted that she would rather die than quit. She wouldn't give it up.
I know many people like that.
So, Gay spent a lot of time out on the porch doing what she loved. On the porch, the family had a yellow rose bush that Gay really admired. And every time she would go out on the porch for a smoke, she would hum an old folk song called The Yellow Rose of Texas. One afternoon, as Sherry is tidying things up around the house, she hears Gay talking in her bedroom. At first, it just sounded like Gay was on the phone, but as Sherry pokes her head in to check on her, she could see no phone. She asks who Gay had been talking to which Gay tells her that she had been talking to, quote, her friend Mr. Warren. While finding it a little odd that her mother-in-law seemed to be carrying on such a detailed conversation with nobody, she decides that it must have just been part of the illness, and brushes it off. However, Gay's conversation with Mr. Warren soon started to become more and more frequent from there, and even creepier. Gay's side of the conversations seemed to be getting, and even creepier, Gay's side of the conversations seemed to be getting more and more intense over time. From what Sherry could tell, this Mr. Warren character seemed to be trying to get Gay to do something that Gay really didn't want to do. One of these nights, after hearing Gay out on the porch saying things like, "They will not like it, and I will certainly not allow it," and "I'm not going anywhere," Sherry goes out to try and get some answers out of her. She pleads with Gay to tell her more about Mr. Warren, but Gay doesn't answer her. She just gets up from her rocking chair and walks right past Sherry into the house. At this point, Sherry even looks around to try and see if anyone else was actually out there. That's how vehement Gay's side of the conversations were. With Gay now in bed, and Todd and the girls out of the house for the evening, Sherry decides to take a shower. As she wipes the water away from her eyes, having just washed her hair, she sees the warped silhouette of a person standing in the sink from behind her semi-clear shower door. You guys may know these kind of shower doors are like a frosted glass kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You said standing in the sink?
Standing by the sink.
The sink, okay.
I might have said in the sink, but by the sink.
Gotcha.
She just kind of thinks it's Todd, that Todd must have forgot something and came back for it, right? She calls out to ask him and for him to hand her a towel, but Todd doesn't answer her. As she watches from behind the shower door, Todd just seems to stand there staring at her. She calls out again, but again, no answer. She now starts to get a little worried. What if that's not Todd there on the other side of the glass? She slowly slid open the shower door, but even though she could clearly see a person standing near the sink from behind the frosted glass just a second before, looking at the same spot with clear eyes, nothing. There was nothing even there that could have been mistaken for a person. Sherry wraps herself in a towel and tries to calm her breathing. Maybe her eyes were just playing tricks on her. But as if in response to that thought, Sherry then watches as the faucet in the bathroom sink turns on full blast all by itself. She quickly shuts it off, but as she tries to calm herself down once again, she hears the sound of water running elsewhere in the house. Donning her bathrobe, she follows the noise downstairs. The sound of the running water leads her to her kitchen, where she finds the faucet in the sink also on full blast. Sherry turns it off, feeling really unsettled. As she starts to walk back out of the kitchen, she jumps as the sound of the blasting water from the faucet starts again, this time accompanied by the sound of a program on the TV in the living room starting up, so the TV just switches on by itself. And as she turned off the faucet in the TV, Sherry can't help to think that something really, really wrong just might be going on in her house. Over the next few weeks, things just seemed to get worse and worse. Gay's personality seemed to start to change. She would start to stare off into nothingness more and more and have outbursts where it seemed like she would be talking to herself. On one of these occasions, one of the girls was trying to talk to Gay about a new trick that one of the dogs had learned. And while at first, Gay just stared like she couldn't hear, she suddenly burst out in a voice a bit deeper and more gravelly than the one she usually had. "Why won't you listen to me?" the voice barked. "I told you to get out! Now get out!" This was followed by Gay answering herself, now back in her normal voice with, "Mr. Warren, don't you touch me! Get away from me!" It was really scary for the family to watch. Gay's behavior was disturbing and started to become a bit dangerous. So, the family made the hard decision that they just weren't able to care for her anymore and began the process of getting Gay set up in a hospice situation. A couple days after moving Gay out, Sherry just so happened to look out the window at the yellow rose bush and sees a sight that confuses her. One singular rose was now blooming red. Roses don't just change their color like that. How did this happen? A few minutes later, Todd gets a call from the hospital. His mother Gay had passed away. Later on, as the couple set their daughters down to inform them of their grandmother's passing, the family was suddenly overwhelmed by the smell of cigarette smoke. "Look," one of the girls said as she pointed above them, and as they looked, they all saw a cloud of gray smoke wafting around in the air above them. After a few moments, the cloud dissipated and the family all just kind of looked at each other in confusion. Could this have been Gay saying goodbye? As they sat there in silence, suddenly the framed elk painting on the wall nearby exploded. All of the glass shattered outwards and the family scrambled to get away from the small shards. What the hell was going on? Some days later, Andy is downstairs when she suddenly hears a sound coming from the attached garage of the house. Going to investigate, she tries to turn on the garage light via the switch on the inside of the house, but the switch isn't working. Taking a deep breath, Andy enters the nearly pitch black garage. There was a bulb in the center of the garage with a pull cord. She's able to turn on the bulb without incident and starts to look around. It didn't take her long to find something a bit chilling, though. Along one of the walls, Andy notices that these long sets of 4 scratches trailing up the wall. Some of the sets were higher up on the wall than even she could reach, and all of them were wider than her hand was. So if she spaced out her fingers to where each scratch mark was in the set, she wasn't able to spread her hand wide enough to match it. What on earth could have done this? She tells Todd about it, but he just says that the garage was probably where the former residents kept their dogs. While Andy is doubtful, her dad is telling her that it's okay, so it must be okay, right? A couple days later, Sherry is doing some chores around the house and ends up having to go into the garage. As she's storing some things inside the dark garage, suddenly a loud BAM rings out behind her. Turning around, she realizes that the door had slammed shut. She thinks it must have been a draft, but upon trying to open the door back up, realizes that it's now locked. The problem with that being, the garage door doesn't have a lock on it. As she starts to yell for Todd, Sherry starts to hear the sounds of things shifting around the garage behind her. She starts to get a little bit paranoid, and she starts banging on the door, yelling for someone to let her out. At one point, Sherry sees Andy walking into the kitchen from the window on the door, and starts to try and get her attention, but no matter how hard she hits the door and yells, nobody reacts to it. Sherry's blood runs cold as she starts to hear a growling sound from across the garage. And that's when she starts screaming for someone to let her out. Something was in the garage with her. As she looks back, she sees a paint can fly across the room at her, thankfully missing her and hitting the wall next to her. At this point, she's furiously banging her fists into the door and screaming frantically for someone to help her. As she looks back one last time, she falls inward as the door opens. Andy had finally opened the door. Sherry, understandably upset, asked her what was so distracting that it kept her from opening the door earlier. To which Andy says that her and Bree had been in the kitchen just a room away for hours working on schoolwork and had never heard a thing. The only reason she had opened the door in the first place, when she did, was because she saw Sherry through the window and went to investigate. But she had heard nothing, no screaming, no banging. The door, by the way, opened right up for Andy as she tried the knob. It wasn't locked. Out of breath, Sherry tells the girls that something was in the garage with her, but they couldn't see anyone else when they went to look in. A couple nights later, when the girls were at a friend's house, Sherry decided that it was the perfect opportunity to get some painting done in one of the rooms. As she glances out the window, Sherry sees a person walking across the yard. She automatically assumes that it's Todd because who else could it be? They were so far out of the way, right? And But as she goes to return to her painting, she hears Todd's voice from the other room call out to ask if she had seen his wallet. Looking quickly back out the window, she's just able to catch the person from earlier disappearing into their barn. She tells Todd what she saw, and he grabs a flashlight and a baseball bat to go check it out. But other than their dog Bagel acting a bit scared in their caged area out in the barn, which admittedly he had never seen before, Bagel didn't usually act like this, there was nothing out of the ordinary. Sherry tries to tell herself that maybe she had just been getting tired, maybe her eyes have been playing tricks on her. She gets back to painting. However, as she unconsciously looks over to the window a few minutes later, she jumps back as she comes face to face with the most grotesque face she had ever seen. It almost looked like what you would picture a Native American warrior to look like, except interlaced with the features of a wolf. Long black hair, with paint covering its face, its beady yellow glowing eyes bore into hers as it bared a full mouth of razor-sharp teeth. She tries to tell Todd about it, but he assures her rather that there was nobody outside when he had looked over, and offers that maybe she was just tired and had been seeing her own reflection in a weird way. Sherry completely rejects this idea, however. She starts to wonder if she was losing her sanity. Could they really be being haunted by Native American spirits? On another night, Bree and Andy return home from a long day of running errands. Before heading inside, the girls decide to check in on Itchy and Bagel. However, upon arriving at the barn, the girls found the area dead silent. While usually the dogs would greet them with excited barks and playful panting, tonight the air was still. One of them noticed something on the ground. As they shined a light on it, looking closer, they could see a dark reddish liquid staining the ground. Was that blood? While Bree ran inside to get their parents, Andy rushed in to check on the dogs. When she found them, she said it looked like someone had just dumped a big bucket of blood over top of them. Both the dogs lay there in their caged areas, not dead, but very injured. It looked like they had had a fight with each other and torn into each other really badly, but that didn't make any sense. They had never fought a day in their life, so why would they start now? Sherry no longer believes that she's crazy and thinks that something evil is on their property. After this incident, Sherry decides that she wants to know as much as she can about the Native American culture in the area. So after things settled down with the dog's recovery, she takes a trip to the town library. As she started to look into the history of the area, Sherry found out there had been hundreds of bloody conflicts all over the area between the incoming white settlers and the natives of the area. She read that before the battle, the tribes would often smoke tobacco in a war pipe. This gets her thinking about the smoke that they had witnessed above their heads after Gay's passing. Was that really her mother-in-law saying goodbye, or a signal that a battle was about to start? And it was really easy for her to feel like the symbols under the carpet may be related to the natives as well. She starts to think back to the conversations that she heard Gay have with the imaginary Mr. Warren. What if he hadn't been as imaginary as they thought? What if Mr. Warren had been trying to tell them something? Sherry types in Mr. Warren and Native Americans and hits enter. Henry Warren was the owner of the Butterfield Wagon Route, which was a major supply route between San Francisco and St. Louis during the 19th century. The route passed through where their ranch now stood. And in 1871, a wagon train was attacked by local tribesmen. 7 men were killed, leaving only a few to tell the tale, right where their ranch stood.
Of course.
Suddenly, the human jawbone that her daughters found started to make a lot more sense. Sherry now believes that her family was stuck in the middle of a reenactment of the Warren Wagon Train Massacre. She also finds a website that sends a shiver down her spine. The website told of a local tribe and their supposed ability to channel the spirits of animals, one of those being a wolf. This website features a photo of a native warrior dressed as a wolf, and Sherry immediately recognizes it as the figure that she had seen in the window, or at least really similar to it. Sherry leaves the library, wanting to get home to the girls as soon as possible. As she drives home in the dark, she tries multiple times to call the girls from her cell phone, but gets increasingly worried as she continues to not get a response. Suddenly, her headlights pick up on Bree and Andy. They were sprinting down the road at her. Sherry slams on her brakes and gets out to meet the girls, asking what had happened, and what they tell her horrifies her. As the sun started to set that night, Andy started packing up the doggy agility course that they had been using with Itchy and Bagel that day into the van to take to the barn. As she started to unload everything into the barn, she suddenly got the sense that there was somebody behind her. She calls out for her sister but gets no answer. She feels watched and like something didn't want her there. She hears a growl in the corner of the barn, and when she looks around to see, or what she looks around to see rather, freezes her in her tracks. A tall figure with beady, glowing yellow eyes, its face painted. An animalistic roar came from the figure as it bared its fangs at her. Andy takes off out of the barn and jumps back into the van, where Bree is waiting at the wheel. Andy cries for her to get them out of there because there was a, quote, stranger in the barn, and after a moment, Bree is flooring it out of there. They get to the road and just keep going, too afraid to try and stop and get into the house. Especially when they look in their rear view mirror and see the glowing yellow eyes looking back at them. The figure was now sprinting after them behind the van, and it was keeping up pretty well too. No matter how fast they drive, the figure keeps pace, and soon the girls' fears grow as another figure joins the first, looking exactly the same down to the glowing yellow eyes. Then another appears, then another, then another. There were now 4 yellow-eyed figures chasing their van. I think I put an extra then another in there. After a minute, the figures start to fade into the distance behind the cars, and the girls breathe a sigh of relief, thinking they've lost them. Suddenly, seemingly for no reason, Bree jerks the wheel. The van drives off the road, and the girls come to a sudden stop as the van collides with a tree. Thankfully, there seemed to be minimal damage, and the girls are unharmed. Bree is frantic, swearing that there had been a man in the road and that she had hit him, but Andy assures her that there was nobody there. There never had been. Afraid that the figures would be catching up with him at any second, Andy tells Bree that they need to get out of there. But when Bree goes to start the car up again, nothing.
Oh no.
The engine won't start.
Oof.
As they try to start the van again and again, growing more and more frantic, they start to hear a noise that chills them to the bone. The distant howling of wolves. Deciding that they just need to get out of there, the girls leave the van and start down the road. Start down the dark, wooded road on foot. As they run, they start to hear the sounds of multiple sets of footsteps coming quickly from the trees around them. They run as fast as they can, trying to ignore the growing sounds of growling and howling, not daring to look in their directions. Just as they think that their legs are about to give out, the girls see headlights, and that's when they get to their mother. No longer feeling safe in the house, the family decided to move out. Todd was a lot less willing to give up the dream of that house, but the tension was just too great to justify staying. The Bilstein family moved to Houston in 2006, leaving all paranormal activity behind them. The ranch they had lived in has changed hands 3 times since they left.
Jesus Christ, 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
Man. And then just imagine, like, I mean, there was a lot that went on in that.
There was a lot
one,
going
but
on,
the last part, just like basically being hunted.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm. This one was a little odd for me because I don't like the idea of blaming like natives like for hauntings and stuff that happen. But at the same time, I'm like, they still have the ability to haunt. You know what I mean? Like their spirits are still here. This was their land.
Yeah.
So like, especially if it is like this reenactment that they were thinking, like, that's scary in itself. You know what I mean?
I think that's a very plausible hypothesis that she came up with.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I'm still kind of upset with her about the jawbone thing.
Yeah, that's a little...
I think that was stupid. But, because, like, it could, for all she knows, it could have been, like, a murder on the property that is, like, a cold case or something.
No, I agree
you know
with
what
that
I mean?
for sure.
I don't know why it would be sitting out in the open under a bush.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, for all she knew, it could have been, like, an unsolved murder.
No, you got a
missing
point.
person. I don't know. I just feel like it was really irresponsible.
No, I agree with you there. Yeah.
If I find human fucking bones, I'm not gonna tell my kids to pick it up and bury it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
No,
kidding
first of all,
me?
they ain't touching it. They're going inside.
No, yeah.
They had
No.
already picked it up at that point, but like
Still, you don't want to touch it more.
Right.
that's fair.
Put it
Go
down,
wash
go
your
wash your
hands.
fucking hands.
Go get some
and call the
Kool-Aid.
cops.
Like,
We can all agree that wasn't that wasn't the perfect thing to do. However, I will agree it's better than that one guy who snapped a bone in half and threw it into
Yeah,
a
I
storm
do-
drain.
yeah,
So,
I
like,
can never
Yes,
forget
better
that.
than that fucking guy.
I think burying it is more respectful at the very least. You know.
Sure.
However-
but making your kids bury it's another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there was like a responsibility there.
No, yeah. I think either way, if you find human bones, you call the police. For
Yeah,
some, yeah.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because like that could very well be something bigger than you could imagine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
I have one singular note,
Yeah.
and my note is, I really hate that I can't see shit in my mind because the description of the wolf spirit sounded cool as fuck.
Oh, you'll see it.
Oh, it sounded so
We've got
cool.
pictures of description.
Ooh,
We've got good pictures today. I will say.
Sweet.
Did you have any notes?
So I already said mine.
Okay.
But yeah, can we see the pictures?
Oh, you ready for the pictures
Yeah.
already? Okay.
I mean, we
Excited
can
for
talk
that.
more if we want, but
Sure,
I
sure.
want to see that picture you're talking about.
Okay, so I'll just go in order. First up, we have the run-of-the-mill picture of the family who got to speak. We have Sherry Godel, Godel. Is that
Goldel.
Goldel, formerly Bill Steen. It seems like they've divorced since this happening. We got to hear from Andy, one of Sherry's daughters. We did not get to hear from Bree. And then we also got to hear from Todd as well. So at least they're in good enough standing to where it's like, okay, yeah, we will still talk about this encounter together, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's a Sherry's former husband.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Next up, we have the show's reenactment of the symbols that were found on the hardwood as they were peeling up the carpet.
Bitch.
So this is kind of what they're seeing.
Bruh.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what my first thought would be when but it wouldn't be anything good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'd be all over Dr. Google trying to
What the fuck is this symbol and
figure
that
out
symbol?
the right fucking thing to do here.
Why is it in a circle formation?
Yeah.
Like, why are
You're
all
trying
these
to summon something?
What do I do? How do I not fuck it up? You know what I mean?
Yup. Can
No,
I
for
cover
real.
this and not
Straight
get
to Dr.
haunted?
Google.
Okay, this next one is a show the show's depiction of what Sherry saw in the window when she first saw these spirits. So this was the face that she saw, according to them.
Oh dear.
It hasn't come through yet for me.
Oh no. You're missing out, trust me.
I like their teeth.
I like your teeth.
Yeah, like I can definitely see like the wolfness of it.
Here, B. You just look at it on my phone.
God damn.
Yeah, there you go.
Almost looks like a howler monkey.
I
Now it came through.
Oh, what?
it just
A howler monkey.
Oh, because the face he's making.
Yeah.
We have another picture, and this is
Fucking
of
terrifying.
when Andy saw the same figure out in the barn. So I'm sending that now. Big yawn. Big mic touch.
Whoops.
It's okay.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
I'm
be
booking
shitting
it.
my pants.
Yeah. No, I'm booking it. I
Yeah.
might have a gimpy ankle, but somehow my adrenaline's getting me out
Oh,
of there.
yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of booking it, we have one more picture of these.
Speaking of
these-
booking it, we have books.
Books.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, we have what this next picture is. Again, shows depiction of what the girls saw in their rearview mirror. So this is these figures chasing behind them on the road,
Uh-oh. No.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it in reverse.
just sprinting.
Put it in reverse,
after them.
Terry.
Just sprinting after them.
My
like-
biggest fear. Thank you. Hate
Yeah.
that.
No, yeah.
I
it's-
hate being hunted, chased.
I think we would all. I think nobody would enjoy being hunted.
No,
Honey.
there's a fetish for that.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Okay, so
You
there's.
know what?
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Predator prey.
However, I don't want them looking like
Excuse
that.
me. No, yeah. It's
They
better
need
if
to
you
look
know the
human.
person.
Nothing should be able to keep up with me sprinting while
Excuse
I'm
me.
driving. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So We have a couple more pictures. Like I said, we have a decent amount of pictures for this one. This next one is actually a drawing, an artist depiction from, like, the time, from around 1871, of the Warren Wagon Train Massacre. So I'm sending that now. I'm sending that now. So this was the depiction of the event that went on. So it was a real-life thing that happened. You can actually look this up.
Holy shit, is he tied to the wagon wheel?
I don't think so.
It looks like it. There's like lines.
Oh,
of the exact place.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah.
And look at his shirt. It looks like there's a rope around his shirt.
Yeah,
too.
I can see that now too. Okay, yeah, maybe you're right then.
Good God.
Damn.
But no, yeah, 7 people were killed in this.
Which jawbone do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know. Out of the 7
my money's
people?
on the one. My money's on the one on the ground.
Oh, I don't think these are specific people. I think it was just a depiction.
I'm
of the
just
event.
being silly.
All right, well.
And
then we have
sprouted.
Yeah.
So we have one more picture, and this one I think is going to be really interesting. I really scoured for this one because in the show, they showed a very specific picture that they found on a website of this, like, native wolf warrior, right? I was able to find the exact picture that they were using in the show that they showed, like, in passing on the computer in the show.
Hell yeah.
I was able to find this. It took a lot of scouring, and I wanted to find this because it does look a lot like what they based the reenactment thing off of. So I'm sending that right now. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is the painting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this was, like, from an actual, like, historical, like, website on native warriors.
It's almost like they're painted gold on the upper half
kind
of his
of,
face.
I can see that
kind of
for
like
sure.
the eyes from that one picture.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, you're right.
Maybe you know how prey will like.
Yeah.
I can't think of specific
like
things
a moth
right now.
that has
Yes.
the eye patterns on the back to make you think it's a predator.
Yeah.
Paint their eyes gold to match the wolf's eyes.
Yep.
Paint their yeah.
No, I do love that painting though. It looks it's beautiful. It looks.
I can't believe that's
beautiful.
a painting.
Oh, yeah, that's a painting?
I think so. This was found digitally, but it's from a while ago. I can only imagine it was done in some kind of art medium. It looks painted to me.
Either way, it's a gorgeous.
But it's gorgeous,
photo.
yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's an actual photo. I think it's like a digital, like some kind of rendering, so like a painting or like a drawing, something like that. But yeah, that's what I have today. Those are all my pictures.
You weren't kidding. Those were some really good pictures.
I'm glad you all enjoyed that one. I've been holding on to that since our last recording session. That was supposed to be the one we ended on, but then we ended at 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm. That's one of those stories that there was so much happening that at the end of it, there isn't much to talk about because you're just like, holy fuck, somebody lived that?
No, for real.
That was a wonderful story, Brandon.
I'm glad you I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Me too.
I do say, like it was supposed to be in the last one, I'm glad it wasn't because of how everyone was feeling at the end of that. We were really tired. So last week's episode, sorry if that like feels a little low energy. It was. Like everybody was tired.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad
this is what we started out with.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah. That was a really solid. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, hon, what have you got for us today?
I have one encounter for today's episode.
Yeah.
So, and for today's allegedly true encounters, I say one encounter, I don't mean it. First of all, I'm going back to my Reddit roots again. But I also have encounters from Reddit, Quora, and both of which I have not used like prior to like the last recording session.
Sure.
For quite some time. So these set of encounters that I'm about to tell you, I've decided to call paramedics.
Okay.
All right.
Like para-medics.
Yeah, paranormal.
Yeah.
Paramedic.
I love it.
You get
I love it. I love it.
He helped me with that because normally I was just like, paramedic encounters, I don't know what to do. And he was like, paramedics.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That works. Paramedics.
It's beautiful.
So let's get into it.
Let's go to God.
I work as a paramedic, and up until recently, I didn't believe in ghosts or spirits. I got a call around 10 p.m. Concern for welfare. Happens all the time, usually in warden-controlled properties, as they have falls all the time. My colleague wanted to live stream her kids before bed, so I said I'd go to the property on my Todd, which I get.
She wanted to live stream her kids?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like video chat with them.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
okay.
The way it's worded is odd.
Okay, I get that one.
Yeah,
now. Okay.
yeah.
On my Todd.
That makes way more sense.
And I think Todd means basically day off. And call her if I needed backup. Excuse me.
The quiet excuse me.
Excuse me. I knocked on the door, met by an old man who asked why I was there, and said he pressed his care call alarm by mistake. I asked if he wanted checking over, to which he responded he had issues with his blood pressure, so may as well while I was there. Directly from the front door was the bedroom. The light was on, and there was a woman sat up in the bed. She looked at me, but didn't say anything. I assumed she had dementia, so I just left her to it. We walked into the lounge, and I did my assessment. After my assessment, we got onto small talk, whether, what he used to do for a living, etc. I then asked him about his wife, how long they had been together. He responded they had been together for 40 plus years before he wrote sadfully. Sadfully passed 4 years ago. I don't know if that's a word or not. But
I'm gonna find out.
I then apologized and said at least it was nice he had another woman to share his bed with. He then responded back, "What woman? I live here alone."
Saw that coming. Damn.
I was like, so who was the woman in his bed? And
he replied,
and he said, "Fucked if I know, mate." I asked if he could show me a picture of his missus, and I shit you not, there she was, the woman, albeit a bit younger, in the picture with him. I walked out of the room and looked into the room again, and she wasn't there. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of that house. I then proceeded to be dead silent for the rest of my shift, so much that my colleague went to management as she thought it was totally out of character and that I was suffering with PTSD.
Oh, damn.
She didn't believe me when I told her the story. Okay, that was the first encounter of this series.
Okay.
Right? This is just going to be a few, paramedics telling
Yeah, I like that. I like
yeah.
this. I like that format.
Okay.
Yeah, me
For
too.
the second one, there's a prompt for this one.
Okay.
The prompt was, I know hospitals are supposed to be fairly haunted. I was wondering if anyone has had any experiences as an EMS worker. Then someone replied.
Yes.
The time this happened, literally a day before American Thanksgiving. This detail is relevant to the story. It's been a long shift of really standard calls. Fender benders, someone slipped on ice, or someone has frostbite from exposure. Nothing too crazy. And my partner, a 25-year-old female, and I get a call over the radio dispatching us to a retirement community, non-emergent, for a welfare check. Those seem to happen a lot. We load up, and we go to meet a fire and PD outside the residence. Now, to kind of paint the picture of these places, they're more $1 million condos than what you'd think of as a retirement community with multiple floors. More on this in a second. We go and make contact with the old lady that is home. We'll call her Susan. Susan opens the door and tells us she thinks her roommate, we'll call her Mary, is very ill and hasn't come out of her room for about 5 days. Not even to use the bathroom, or eat, or bathe, but ensures us that Mary's there. Susan's opened her door and seen Mary in bed, and she moves every now and then in between her checking on her. First questions I ask is all the pertinent information regarding health, any signs of declining health, or prior issues that would have led her to not move or be unable to move. Bottom of the line is, other than being old, she should be in great health. So after about 5 minutes of information gathering and getting the info and gear we might need off our ambulance, I decide I'm going to go up there and attempt to make contact with Mary and see if I can get her talking to me. So I make my way up these stairs. It's like 5 stairs, landing pivot, 5 more stairs, and there's a landing up top with a banister overlooking where my partner and fire and PD are hanging out with Susan. I remember looking down this hallway, and even though the lights were on, it was still oddly dark and felt cold. And this is when I realized I never actually asked what room was Mary's. So I called down and Susan yelled up that her room was last on the right. I ended up having to walk all the way down the hallway, past several open and dark doors, and by this time it was getting uneasy to the point that I just wanted to turn back and wait for my partner or one of the fire guys to come up with me. So after making it to the door, I knocked and said, "Hey Mary, this is Kay. I'm with EMS. We got called to come check on you. Is it okay if I come in?" Now this always on welfare checks gets some sort of response, but not this time. There was no response from the other side of the door, but I did hear what sounded like someone get out of bed and walk to what I thought was the middle of the room. Okay, so the next part is, there's parentheses, and it says, "This next part happened in the span of seconds, but I will be explaining it from memory with as much detail as possible." So I try again, but this time I've decided that I'm going to go in, so I repeat myself, but add that I'm coming in to make sure that she's okay. I grab the doorknob, open the door, and I always scan from right to left, and at first I didn't see anything. But I scanned till I got to the middle of the room, and in the middle of the room I see what appeared to be an older lady-shaped figure standing there, and while there wasn't any super defining features, it felt like it was facing me, but it was just a shadow, and as my eyes met it, my fight or flight response kicked in. I slammed the door shut, turned away, and took a step to walk away. But I heard the door open behind me, and I took off for... Excuse me, there's no... It's like a big run-on sentence.
Sure.
So, took a step to walk away, but I heard the door open behind me, and I took off. For context, I'm about 6'2" and 245 pounds. I full-on sprinted down this hallway and never heard anything behind me other than that door reopening. But it scared the shit out of me, so I sprinted down the hallway, went up and over the guardrail to the stairs, landed on the landing, lost my footing, and rolled down the remaining stairs, and came to a stop at the foot of everyone having a conversation. Before I could get up, everyone was saying, "What the hell?" and asking what was wrong with me. I sat up, and I'm just about hysterical without actually crying, and I'm explaining what I saw and what happened after, and said that I'm not going back up there, and there is no Mary in that room, and in the middle of all this we hear footsteps going away from the landing upstairs, and one of the cops goes up there and says, "This is the police. If someone's up there, you need to come out." And goes upstairs, and he gets up there. As soon as he's at the top of the landing, we all hear the door slam shut, and he comes back down. Him, my partner, and the firefighters all go upstairs, do a full search of the condo, and find no one, and nothing. I finally get it together after sitting with Susan in the living room, and I go upstairs with the others, and the entire atmosphere has changed. It's no longer dark. The open doorways don't seem like empty black holes, and Mary's room is not the same. It is lively and not the same room I peered into at all. Sorry, I had trouble with that one.
You're good.
All in all, we found nothing and had no patient to take anywhere. While we were clearing the scene and getting our equipment back in the ambulance, this car pulls up. It's got a family of 3 and a little old lady in it. The little old lady in the car was Mary. And long story short, 5 days prior, Mary's family had come to pick her up for Thanksgiving. And she had left Susan a note that fell off the fridge, and under it that she'd be coming back to get her to celebrate with them for a day or two before, so that she could prepare for that. And to this day, I still don't know what I saw in that room, and really that I believe that I saw. There's a lot of words here that don't make sense. Or if I tricked myself and just placed something there to justify the terror I felt the moment. All I know for sure is that myself, my partner, the police officer, and a few firefighters all heard the footsteps and heard the door slam. I asked the officer if he saw something when he was upstairs, and every time he's either said he doesn't want to think about it or denied it happening at all.
Okay.
Either way, this is again one of the many happenings I've personally encountered while in EMS. Are you guys okay if I move on to the third encounter?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of water, collect your thoughts, you can comment if you want.
Yeah, so, like, it's so weird that the tone just shifted completely.
Mm-hmm.
From one visit up there to another. Like, what the fuck was that then?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys were understanding what I was saying? I
Yeah,
felt like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just saying
No, you're good, you're
words.
good.
Okay, cool.
No, yeah, you're in.
I hit the mic, sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you were understood.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if I was making sense.
Oh yeah, I see where you hit
can see
the.
it.
I see. Yeah, you can see where you hit the mic. Yeah. Sorry,
Are you able to
guys.
edit that out?
I can try.
Well, whatever. I'm glad I was making sense because it felt like I wasn't saying words that fit together. That was weird. So, I have the third encounter.
Okay.
This one's from Kiwara. And I have a burp coming. Hold on.
How many encounters is this tale? 3?
This is the last one.
Okay, cool.
So the third encounter is from Kiwara. A user on Quora recently asked, what has been your most paranormal experience as an emergency responder? Now on Quora, it's a little different than Reddit. They have their actual names available. Yeah. Should I say the name or should I skip it?
I'd skip the name or at least put an alias because, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
While they do put it out there, like, it's iffy for...
I'll put his title. It
Okay.
says EMT and then his full name.
Mhm.
Responded, I had a paramedic supervisor back in the 90s who had 20 years in EMS and had a reputation for being a tough guy with a big heart. He told us a story that raised the hair on the back of my neck one day, and I will never forget. I'm sorry, guys. In 1981, he was an EMT for a volunteer fire department in a New Hampshire farming community. In this town lived an elderly brother and sister, along with an elderly cousin on a sprawling farm. They were very well liked by the townsfolk, and they would offer a plot of their farmland to anyone for the asking with one simple rule. No matter what they grew, they had to donate 1/3 of their yield to area food banks.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
This was just one of the reasons they were so beloved. As they got older, Mary, the sister, became frail with osteoporosis and was admitted to a nursing home. John, her brother, was left to look after the farm. One day, the cousin who lived nearby was unable to reach John by phone and became concerned. He went to the farm, entered the house, and he discovered John in an upstairs bedroom, unconscious, suffering from a stroke. He immediately called 911. Word of trouble at the farm spread quickly, and soon the siren was blaring, notifying volunteers in the town. The town's police and BLS ambulance raced to the farm. An ambulance from an adjoining community was also dispatched. My boss was one of the EMTs responding and was familiar with this family. When he arrived, he said he walked into the house and was told to hurry as CPR was underway. As he entered the front hall, on his left was a sitting room, and in the room he noticed an elderly woman sitting in a rocking chair, smiling back at him. He thought how happy and peaceful she looked, and was a bit odd given what was going on. He then recognized her. It was Mary. They get John to the ambulance and transported him to the hospital, where he was pronounced on arrival. As my boss was filling out his report at the nurse's station, he made a comment to one of the staff of how sad that it was that Mary was well enough to go home and then have John die like that. The staff member gave him a strange look and asked what he was talking about. My boss said how great Mary looked at the house. He was then informed that Mary passed away the day before at the nursing home and could not possibly be at the farm. Thinking he mistook for someone else for Mary, he asked around about who the female was at the house. Though there were no women during the call, all the responders were male.
Mm-hmm.
He then described what she was wearing, including an oversized set of pearls and a pink flowered dress to the staff. The dress was Mary's favorite. He had no doubt that the pleasant elderly woman who gave him a warm smile was indeed Mary. 2 days later, my boss and his then girlfriend decided to attend the wake for John and Mary, double wake and funeral, as Mary was the girlfriend's grade school teacher. As my boss walked into the funeral home, he gazed over the coffin holding Mary and nearly fainted. For there was Mary, wearing her favorite pink flower dress and the oversized pearl necklace, exactly as she wore 2 days earlier on the farm.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
These stories were not connected at all, were they?
Nope.
No.
Okay, just making sure. I know Mary is an extremely common name, but hearing it again, I was like, huh? Wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah. Coincidence.
No, yeah, that's I love these kind of stories. I really do. Like I love like anthologies of stuff. Heck, that's why we started this, because I like you know, the different paranormal accounts. But that was cool. That was something a little different that you did than usual, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I did too. I enjoyed it.
I always enjoy the things you do that like are different from like the usual format. Like when you do like the history stuff too, is really cool. Also, just I don't like hospitals. I really don't. They give off like a lot of energies that I don't really vibe with. Too much lingering. In my opinion, too much lingering. Not a fan.
The last time I was in a hospital was when I overdosed, and now I don't want to be anywhere near them.
I can't. Yeah, I can't imagine.
I overdosed on Tylenol for our listeners.
Yeah.
But it oh my god, it was the worst fucking thing I've ever been through. It was worse than childbirth. It was worse than my gallbladder attacks. It was worse than anything I have ever experienced.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, it sounds
fucking
scary.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doctor looked at me and said, I don't know how the hell you're still alive.
I'm happy you are.
I had an abscess tooth.
Yeah.
And was alternating Tylenol and Motrin, but I was in so much pain I wasn't paying attention to how much I was taking. And I ended up taking 3 weeks worth of an adult dose in the span of 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah. It was bad.
That's scary. I'm
Yes.
glad you're still here, though.
I can't even hold a bottle that says acetaminophen on it without feeling nauseous.
Oh, dear God.
Like, yeah, I can't blame you. I can't take acetaminophen because of my medication currently, I don't think.
Liver.
Pay attention to
my
your
liver, that's
dosages when taking your meds, people. There's a reason they tell you how much you can and can't take.
I know you most likely have. Well, you've had a child, so you for sure have. Dalia, have you ever had to stay overnight at a hospital before?
Overnight?
Yeah.
No.
It's creepy.
Well, actually, no,
Many
I'm a liar.
times
I'm a
I
liar.
have.
So, yes, but, like, not for me. Just
Okay.
for, like, you know, my sister and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
I've been on both
That's it.
sides. Yeah, go ahead.
When I have to stay overnight at a hospital, I can't sleep. I mean, I can fall asleep, but I'm awake every single time someone comes into my room. I can't sleep through it. It's very, very light sleep. And I'm also up really early, too. Like, it's 5 a.m. I'm up, I'm awake. And then I'm just sitting there all fucking day.
I'm not very trusting of people I don't know.
Fair.
So that's why I can't sleep in places like that. So
So-
I'm like, anybody can walk in here.
That's true. For me, as much as I hate hospitals, being sedation sleep is some of the most peaceful, uninterrupted sleep I've ever had. Just because I don't have, like, I physically am not allowed to worry about doing anything else right now. So, like, I just have to be in there to recover. However, both as a patient, honestly, more as someone visiting a patient. Because, like, I know I was at the hospital when my niece, Kaylin, was born. And we were, like, hanging out. Like, me and my niece Jordan were hanging out, like, in these waiting rooms. But it's, like, in the middle of the night. And so we're the only ones there. And half the place is still dark. And it's such a... hospitals at night are such a liminal space. It's insane. And then, like... You walk around, or at least I do, and it always feels like something's watching me, but it also feels like there's always something around. Like, there's something around the corner at all times, it feels like. And, like, being the patient is no better, because it feels like I can always hear people right outside my door. I don't like hospitals. They're very creepy.
You never feel alone.
You never feel alone. Yeah.
Ever.
As a patient laying in a hospital bed, I hate it. Like, obviously, nobody wants to be there.
Yeah.
I like to lay on my tummy. I like to lay on my side. I don't like to lay on my back in one position the entire time. I need to move my legs. I need to move my arms. I hate hospital beds. That's besides the point. I'm sorry. I just wanted to complain about them because I hate them.
Fair.
You talking about sedation. The last time that I came out of sedation, I woke up to a nurse running towards me with restraints. I guess as I was coming out, I was punching and kicking like I was fighting something. And they were coming to restrain me.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's when I was pregnant.
No, so if we're like feeling this way in a hospital as like patients or visitors, I can only imagine how the workers and like the like feel.
They're more worried about being short-staffed and stressing the fuck out, I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Them nurses, they don't...
That's fair. You got any pictures for us, hon?
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I was getting my candy out.
You're okay.
Oh, you're good. I
candy.
Totally derailed it.
No.
I mean, that was pretty on topic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so for the first photo, give me one most moment, please.
One most moment, yes.
Uno más.
Uno más moment.
Uno más, indeed.
Uno Mars moment.
So
Bruno
this is
Mars
a photo.
Bruno Mars
It's
moment.
obviously not the Mary, but it's a older lady.
Just a happy old lady.
Happy old lady in a pink dress with flowers on it.
Love that.
She doesn't have pearls on or anything. It's just a stock photo. But
Yeah.
just like a little representation of Mary. I thought she was cute. She looked in her element. She looked happy. And then for the
adorable.
next one.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful. She's so precious. I'll just
Yeah.
look at her in the sun basking. Ugh. I love feminine
I see my
joy.
future and it is bright.
I love feminine joy.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and this next one is just a paramedic sitting in the ambulance, just mulling over some stuff. I don't know. It's another stock photo.
My Aunt Katie's a paramedic
Oh yeah.
down in Florida. Yeah.
Do they ever have paranormal experiences?
She's wrote a whole paranormal book and has a whole fucking thing that she does. Down
Is it the one that I know of? Wait.
My mom's sister that was adopted when she was born.
What'd you say her name was?
Katie.
It might be.
Tell her to write into the show. Damn, the fuck.
So I
Here.
think she follows the show actually. If I know if it's the one I'm thinking about. Either way, really cool. No, yeah. Either way, yeah. Have her write in some stuff to the show. That'd be really cool. We have some more friends who have been listening who want to do the same as well.
Yeah,
so.
here we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know who that is. They follow the show. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's my aunt.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so, B, what have you got for us today on a lighter note?
Oh, I have what I think is a fucking hilarious story.
Is it the pet one?
It is the pet one. It's a
Okay.
pet one. Yeah. So
You say the pet one as if you've seen it, as if you've heard it already.
No, they just mentioned earlier
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
about
yeah.
a pet.
yeah. So, I don't know if I've read from this subreddit before, or if it was just one super similar, but I've definitely asked a question like this before.
Sure.
The original prompt was, Reddit, what's your funniest go-to story that is most often requested by your friends? These guys, let's see here. Sorry, I went blank for a minute.
You're okay. Happens to the best of us, which is the three of us. We are the best.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Preach. OP goes on to say, not OP, I lied. The commenter goes on to say, my friends love stories about my dad because he's such an awesome guy, but so stupid sometimes. Here's a recent story. My parents are snowbirds. Winters in Florida, summers in New Jersey. My mom typically flies back and forth, but my dad drives with their 2 dogs, a lab and a boxer. My dad refuses to pay full ticket price for them to fly. My mom is constantly yelling at my dad about keeping the dogs on their leashes when he walks them, especially when he's traveling and they're in an unfamiliar place. They get way too excited and will tear off running to investigate. He always yeses her to death, then does whatever the fuck he wants anyways. He's a man, so why she expected anything other than that, I have no idea. Love you, Brandon.
No offense taken. Like,
While he was prepping for a recent trip from Florida to New Jersey, she reminded him not to take the dogs off the leashes when he's walking them at rest stops or whatever, because the lab had been especially bad lately with running off and not responding when we called her to come back.
I feel like you already just shouldn't be taking your dogs off leashes. So like,
Yep. She's a bit wild, but very sweet. He starts getting mad at her, saying, "Why do you always tell me this like I'm stupid? Like I don't know how to take care of my dogs." He eventually leaves after they stop arguing, and we think all is fine. We get a call later that night with an update as to how his drive was going. Here's what happened, because of course my dad knows better than my mom and didn't listen. Dad stops to walk dogs at rest stop. Dad ignores the fact that it has been raining and the grass was puddly and muddly and let the dogs out muddy and lets the dogs out of the car with no leashes. Probably while saying something dumb like, "Oh, I know my girls will listen to Daddy and be good and not go in the mud, like he always does." Stupid Dad turns his back to light a smoke and sip his coffee. Dad turns back around and sees Boxer behind him sniffing the grass and moseying along. Does not see the lab anywhere. Dad strolls around for a minute, calling the lab. No response, starts to get worried. She's a gorgeous example of a yellow lab, and he was worried someone might take her. Dad turns the corner to see the lab on her back in a huge mud puddle, wiggling around and wagging her tail furiously. Lab is covered in mud. Dad then tries to extract Lab from the puddle. Lab refuses and runs away, thinking he is playing with her. Dad falls in the mud. Lab jumps on Dad. Boxer jumps on Lab because she thinks the lab is hurting Dad. Oh. Now everyone is covered in mud.
Very muddly.
With both dog collars finally in hand, Dad drags them to the car and realizes he has to get to a hotel to clean them up ASAP. Then he realizes he's going to cover the interior of his nice car with mud. My dad loves Mercedes, only car he will ever drive, he says. No choice. Dogs and Dad go in the car, and dogs immediately flop all over the back seat. Dad gets to hotel. They are skeptical to check him in because he's covered in mud. He explains, clerk laughs, gives him a key. You'd think this was the end, huh? Nope. Dad finally gets in the room, decides to bathe the lab first. Too bad the lab hates baths and sat in the tub howling the whole time. The boxer now thinks my dad is hurting the lab. She's very protective of her sister, and runs into the bathroom and bites my dad on the ass. Hard. No blood though, she knew not to go that far. Dad is now yelling at both dogs. Both dogs are barking and running around the room. The lab escaped the tub when the boxer bit him. Now Dad is running around the room with his two fake hips, trying to get one of them into the bathroom and shut the door so he can clean up. Now the room is covered in mud too, mind you. Dad gets Lab in the bathroom, shuts door. Lab starts howling again because of the awful bath. Dad is trying to calm her. Now Boxer is howling in the bedroom because she thinks my dad abandoned her. She has a little bit of separation anxiety. Phone rings. Hotel management. Is everything okay? A few of your neighbors have complained about a lot of noise.
Damn.
Dad apologizes and manages not to get kicked out of the hotel, but ends up having to pay damages to the room. Mud everywhere, and I think a lamp got broken during the whole everybody freak out and run around the room bit. My mom laughed so hard she couldn't breathe and had a panic attack. Then started laughing again when she realized what the fuck she just heard. I have never stopped giving him shit for this, but he did admit that Mom was right, and from now on he would listen to her about the dogs only. He says he's right about everything else.
Ugh, insufferable.
This is insane.
It feels like common sense, but whatever.
You think? You sure have to tell. You think I'm stupid? Yeah. I do now.
Want me to be
especially
honest?
do now.
Yup, especially now.
You gonna fucking listen to me next time?
Oh my god.
Big facepalm moment.
Guys,
Oh yeah.
guys, we're never fellow men. We are never beating the idiot allegations.
Nope.
This
Never.
is dumb.
Every time
This
one
is
of us
very avoidable.
Every
Yep.
time one of us makes headway, one of you stupid bitches
Yep.
has to drag us back down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The second you said pet harm, I was like, I got it.
Hey, doggies are okay.
Yeah, the dogs are fine.
There's no fishies.
As for my picture, I just have a generic dad that says he didn't want the dogs but now loves the dogs kind of picture.
I do love that.
Love seeing a grumpy old man with his dogs all over him. Like,
I see
he's just sitting there looking mad as hell.
I see that a lot of time with cats, where the guys will be like, "Yeah, I'd rather have a dog. I don't want no cat. What do you think I am, a sissy boy?" And then
the cat's a parrot. On
yeah,
their
and
shoulder.
then the cat's a parrot, and then the dad is like, "Well, he needs to have his special seat. You can't."
Yeah.
Like, he needs to be. He likes to be fed a little bit of steak. You
Yeah,
can't just
yeah.
you can't just not let him have his little bit of steak. What are you?
Exactly.
What do you think this is?
Yeah. He
Like-
gets a little bit of beer at the end of the night too. It's good for his coat.
Like, I'm sure I have it somewhere. A picture of like my dad with I think it was Blue. Do you remember Blue? Our
Yeah,
cat?
because I had Blue.
I know. Yeah, we had when we moved, we weren't allowed to bring cats, so B took in Blue for us. And no, I still have pictures somewhere with Blue just sleeping on Dad's like chest and shoulder area while he was taking a nap on the couch.
I have a picture of Blue sitting on my guitar.
Yeah.
That his passing was so fucking sad.
Yeah.
The Blue was a kitten still when I got him, and our house was a tri-level house. So you walk in and there's like the living room and kitchen. There's a set of stairs that go upstairs to the bedroom, and then downstairs to the basement. I'm explaining it to Dalia.
Yeah, I know.
Downstairs, there was a pantry that we kept like food in, toilet paper and whatnot, and the pantry door was left open. At some point he had walked down there, went into the pantry, and just passed. We think that maybe he had a heart problem because he was so young. I mean, he wasn't trapped in there or anything like that. It was so sad. We
originally found Blue on a farm that my sister Veronica used to live on with her ex. Mm-hmm. And I literally just out in the middle of the field found him, and I took him in, and then
just a little dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Really cool little cat.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Blue.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Good boy.
Mm-hmm. I love cats.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, sorry to bring down the mood right after bringing the mood back up.
Oh, whoops, my bad.
B.
Whoops.
I'm sorry. Hey, Brandon's the one that brought up Blue.
Yeah, but you brought up the dead part.
And just for that, B, you get to give our outro stuff.
Fuck. All right. Let's see. All right, pals. You can listen to us anywhere that you can listen to a podcast, including wherever the hell you're listening to us right now. Facebook, YouTube. Facebook, I'm getting early. Rewind.
You can't listen to us there, but you can find us there.
Yeah,
and you can review us there. Leave a review for us.
Apple Music, Spotify, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick one. We're here. Social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, but not Twitter because...
Fuck Twitter.
Fuck Twitter. Fuck you, Elon Musk. Like Brandon mentioned earlier, you can rate and review us on a couple of those sites. We would love to get that feedback from you, whether it be positive or negative. More positive, please. I have a gentle heart.
Yeah, same.
We would love to read your stories on the show. You can send them to us at TPIBOTE@outlook.com. That's TPIBOTE@outlook.com. If it is a true life paranormal story, please put Dalia in the subject line, Dalia, no H. And if it's a palate cleanser story, something funny, something happy, wholesome, just something you want to share, put B in the subject line for me, BEE. Am I missing anything, pals?
Like the insect.
I think we're good.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll do it.
Okay,
so thank you once again, everybody, for listening. We will see you next week. And as always, this podcast was based on true events.